Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the SU-14-1. It's the Tier 7 Soviet SPG. It's on the westbourne of Safe Haven, and it's under the command of RAFsqdn 1 COH. Well, this is the big gun. This is the 203mm howitzer, capable of 900 alpha and 52mm of pin. It's also got the ability to cause bombardiers to happen, because of course the gun's footprint is so big that if enemy tanks grouped together, they could actually get completely stomped on by these shells. You can see here the blast radius is 10.4 meters and stun duration between 12.5 and 28 seconds. It's a big gun, to say the least. Ready to go. It also has a very long reload, I'm afraid, as well. By the book, the reload time is 51.01 seconds. And yes, I think this one's actually got a very long reload, but I can't see the reload time showing here on the display. So I'm wondering if the mods are working. They might not be. Okay, he's fired. Direct hit. 248 hit points off the Tiger II. Now basically this Arty was designed and built from a T-35 heavy tank. It was a very difficult heavy tank because of course it didn't maneuver very well, mainly down to the fact the ratio of the length to the width was actually all wrong. And as David Fletcher put it, it didn't go very well. It wasn't a good design. Now the Soviets did make quite a few T-35s, and they used two of them to actually make the SU-14-1 in 1935. That's when it was tested. They modified it after that in 1936, and it contained elements of a T-28 in there. You just got a direct hit on an unspotted tank there, but enemy knows where he is. There's two Arty on the enemy team, the GW Panther and M12. They're both Tier 7, but they're not as powerful as this beast is, and so obviously they're very keen to take him out. They probably don't know that he's actually as powerful as he is, and consequently they don't want to get counter-batteried by him, because if they are, he'll easily take them out if he puts the shell anywhere near them. Oh, it looks like an event is happening. Sounds pretty nasty. Rounds out. Well, that didn't seem to do anything, but there was an enemy tank near the spot where he just fired. Tiger II. I do like the way that RAFsqdn is actually changing his position every now and then, just to keep them guessing. You can see some of those tanks are actually down in the tunnels, and that's why they're not actually showing the body of the tank down there. Now what happened is that the engineer who actually designed this vehicle was sent to the Gulag. He was out of favour with Stalin. Consequently, his artillery was put in mothballs and wasn't used. Now that was all changed after the invasion of Russia. They brought the artillery out of mothballs and they did some renovation work on them, including actually putting a cover over the actual artillery piece and a radio station in as well so they can communicate. If you've seen pictures, there are videos of the SU-14-1 going through a forest and it did look pretty ungainly at the very least, because it's such a big and long Arty. Crumbs. It's very difficult to move, and so it was very, very slow. 30 kilometers an hour is the maximum speed, and that's on tarmac, not on across country. The one that was moving through the woods or the forest in Russia looked like it was having a lot of difficulty trying to knock down trees. Long flight time for the shell. And you notice as well, something good that RAFsqdn did, he watched the shell even whilst he was relocating. He just immediately started moving and whilst he was watching the shell, and so he saw the fall just in case it did hit something, and he then had that information on hand. Now, as you can see at the back of the vehicle, there's two spades to actually dig in to take back all the recoil off that 203mm howitzer, and they needed that. They also had to disconnect the suspension system because the force of the recoil was enough to actually wipe it out. Oh, he just got a kill! Beautiful! He stayed to watch it as well, and he's just killed an AMBT with a blind shot. Well done, that was excellent. The vehicle also had two cranes, and you could see those cranes at the back. They were actually for lifting the shell, lifting the shells onto the deck, because the shells were incredibly heavy, and so they had to have equipment to actually move them about. And yes, so the men couldn't carry the shells. They actually had to lift them into place, put them onto dollies, then move the dollies to the breach. And there's the wreck of the dead tank he killed. Move the dollies to the breach, and then they could put the shell into the breach and unload it up. Of course, one of the Artys with considerable loaders, two loaders, but in actual fact, gunners as well, which is surprising. And that AMX M445 is probably unaware. Yeah, now he's aware. That's a good shot. 325 direct hit next the AMX M445 rather, a one shot now, which he won't be happy about. It looks like somebody got a chunk out of our Kelowna, but the AMX M445 went down to the Kelowna. And it looks like the enemy Arty is trying to get a chunk out of the Skoda. And from the direction of travel of that shell, it looks to me like one of the enemy Artys is located, and I'm looking at it now, located only a short distance away, maybe right down at the bottom of the map, bottom left. Oh, he's got another brilliant shot, kills, and he's really happy about that. The acknowledgement actually comes from his teammates. Yeah, the Skoda T17 is thanking him for killing the SU-130 because he set the guy alight. That's why the SU-130s make great targets, because they're so thin on armor that the shells are more than likely going to penetrate them and set fire to them. So that's a really good hit. We've got three enemy tanks here together. The G-Saw goes down. We've got an AMX 65 ton and a Tiger 2. Unfortunately, Tiger 2 got the kill there on the Black Prince. But we're about to shoot. Rounds out. That's a kill. That's 3 kills now for RAFsqdn. And his gun's up. He's happy. There's only 5 left on the enemy team, and that includes 2 of their Artys. So he's had a major effect upon this battle. Remember that Tiger 2, he's got most of that guy's hit points, some of them with blind shots. So this is a really good game, an impressive game. The SU-14-1 is not easy to play, but I do remember I got my first ace tanker on this vehicle fairly quickly, but I was using the stock gun because it fired so many shells. He's just found one of the enemy Arty. It looks like he's got it right. He's just waiting for the reload to complete so he can get a kill. Rounds out. Go for it. Oh, he got him! The GW Panther, he's just blind killed the GW. He saw the tracer, and there's only 3 enemies left, and the team are romping home now. 4 kills, RAFsqdn. A superb blind kill. The Govika's now in deep trouble. The Skoda's tearing him a new one. Unfortunately, we lose the Skoda because he gets taken out by the Borsig. I don't think he saw the Borsig. But the Govika's gone, and now the Borsig's in deep trouble because we've got other tanks headed in that direction, and we know where he generally is. and we should be able to get either a blind hit or at least stun him so that our teammates get an easy kill. The T-103 is the one who's getting close. We're firing into that corner because we think he's gone into cover. He actually moved. Oh, there's the M12, so we can get a counter battery if we can get enough time in to actually reload the M12. And no, we won't get the M12, but that is the last kill of the game. And the team said it was nice. Well, this was an excellent result by RAFsqdn of 1 COH in the SU-14-1. That was a first ace tanker. Yes, he's got the scrolls underneath, which means this is his first one. He hasn't had an ace in this one before. So congratulations on breaking your duck and getting an ace. He also got a Reaper badge for taking out consecutive enemies with consecutive shots. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. He also got an arsonist because he set light to an enemy tank and watched it burn. That was the SU-130 PM. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11. And on top of all that, he got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And a win rate of 7,069, which is super income standard. Just how powerful that Top Gun is on the SU-14-1. It really is crushingly bad for the enemy if it does hit you, because it can do a lot of damage. So, brilliant game. Let's have a look at the team scores and see where he is. Well, the highest damage in the game turned out to be 3,043 hit points of damage, but sadly that was under 20% and therefore he didn't get the high caliber as well, but it was the highest damage in the game. Second highest damage went to the GeForce 1008 on the enemy team with 2,463, followed by their AMBT who got 2,215. When it came to kills, we can see that the high scorer was, again, RAFsqdn. 4 kills to him, 3 kills go to the AMX 65 ton, and there's a whole bunch of them with 2 kills each. The T-103, the Kilana, the BZ-166, and on the enemy team, their Tiger 1. And when it came to base XP, well, he's got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,113 base goes to RAFsqdn. 1,015 goes to the Skoda T17. They were the only 2 who managed to make it over 1,000 base in the game. And the 3rd place goes to the T103, who got 867. 11 shots fired, 7 direct hits on the enemy. So it's supremely accurate. 2 penetrating shots. Well, he did get some rather good hits in that game. 7 splash, 3,043 hit points of damage, all of it of more than 300 meters. Now, let's have a quick look and see which ones did he penetrate. Well, it has to be the SU-130 PM. Yeah, 1,100 hit points. I suspect that that is his entire health. I think he hit him so hard that, well, that was the end of him. I suspect as well the GW, yes, that shell was a direct hit right on top of him. He worked it out perfectly. The guy was hiding behind the bush. After he saw the tracer, he worked it out, put the marker on, waited for the shell to load, and then launched his shell 4 seconds across the map and, yes, took out the enemy Arty. If only he could have taken out the M12 as well, I think that would have been another penetrating shot. It would have given him a counter battery and 5 kills. So let's go back to the detail. 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 137 hit points of stun assist off 6 stuns. He earned a profit of 7,581 credits from the game, and he also took away 1,669 experience points as well. What a great game that was. Really good indeed. I think that was worthy of a first ace tanker because he put in so much effort. I think his teammates realized towards the end, as he said, it was a nice game because he made it easy for his team to win that one. He put on so much pressure on the enemy, and especially when they started dying like flies. Of course, to get a Reaper, you have to get 3 consecutive enemies in a row, and he did that. Then his teammates were looking at this saying, hang on, the Arty's absolutely hammering the enemy team. And at that point, they realized, yeah, they really did have support, and that made it very, very easy. So a great game. Thank you very much, RAFsqdn, and thank you very much for watching the shells so we could see them, because it was so nice to see that A and BT suddenly appear out of nowhere after he got the kill, and also to see the kill on the GW Panther, and of course setting light to the SU-130 Nothing like a good bonfire to know that you've done your job. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.